Good afternoon. I still find myself in one remote location in the middle of Brazilian Amazon on the shore of Anaba River, and tomorrow I'm about to leave this place. I will be heading back to the city of Manaus, which is roughly 250 kilometers away. And I chose one really adventurous and perhaps very dangerous way of going back to Manaus. But I will explain all about it a little bit later, because at the moment I'm looking for some snacks for my hike tomorrow. Now, this snack that I'm looking for can only be found on this time of the year, around late December, January. This big tree that you see behind me is one of the tallest trees of all Amazon rainforest, and also one of the most important for local communities. In Brazil and Portuguese they call it Castanha do Pará, and in English language it is known as Brazilian nut tree. And these are the fruits of Brazilian nut tree, and this is the snack that I was looking for. And one more. Now, these big fruits, they are just packed with delicious nuts, but nutshell is really thick and the fruit itself is very heavy. And around this time of the year they get mature and start falling from the trees. So I've been asked a lot about the dangers of the Amazon rainforest. So this is one of the dangers. Now imagine if this falls from the tree and hits you on the head. It could easily kill you just by cracking your skull. Alright, I managed to find 5 of them, and now it's time to get the nuts out. Chop, chop, chop! So I managed to open 2 of them, and as you can see, they are just filled with these nuts. Just full of them. And that's how many nuts I managed to get just from one fruit. And unfortunately they're still covered with this very thick skin that needs to be removed before consumption. But there's a lot of food in here, you know. There's quite a lot of food. And this is not just some sort of a survival food or just food for local communities. This is also a plant of great commercial importance. I mean, Brazilian nuts are being exported overseas, all around the world. So when I will crack all of these fruits, I will have a lot of nuts. And I will have some nice snack for tomorrow. Because tomorrow one very long and really adventurous hike is waiting for me. So I'm packing my stuff, and I guess I should talk a little bit about this hike, which I'm about to do tomorrow, because circumstances are a little bit distinctive this time. You see, I came to this place, to this location by boat, and in the beginning I thought that that's the only way to get here. I was really thinking that there is no road that could lead from this place. But then I was checking the map and I noticed that there is one really tiny road that leads from community nearby to the bigger road, paved road, which leads to Manaus. This little road is roughly 21 kilometers long and it cuts straight through the jungle. At least on the map there's not much of else, just jungle. And then I spoke with Mr. Albert about it and he said, yeah, there is a road. So I was thinking for a while and I thought, well, I mean, this could be a really cool option for me to go back to Manaus. Just walk all that road until I get to the paved road and I'll just hitchhike to Manaus. And I can explore nature on my way because it cuts straight through the jungle, so it doesn't get better than that. And I thought this is really cool and good idea, but then we went to visit this community on the other shore of the river. And I shared this idea with some members of the community, and all of them told me that this is a bad idea because it's quite dangerous up there in that area, they said, because there is a lot of drug trafficking going on. And then they even said that some community members from that place are also involved in drug trafficking. And I really don't know how much of that is truth. And in the beginning I wasn't buying it, and neither was Mr. Alberts, because these things, they just happen sometimes when you get two villages one next to another. People from those villages sort of tend to talk trash about one another from time to time, It's just natural, it happens everywhere. Sometimes it happens in my homeland in Lithuania too. Maybe it's just human nature or nature of human communities, okay? But then I spoke with some people on this shore of the river. And much to my surprise, they also told me that there are some illegal activities taking place in that area. And it could get a little bit dangerous, or at least sketchy. So in the end, I'm still planning to hike. Yeah, it is a little bit sketchy. Frankly, I really don't know what to expect. Probably nothing will happen. I've been crossing drug trafficking roads before in different parts of Latin America. It's nothing new to me. Just this time, for the first time, I'll be crossing such area in Brazil and Amazon. So I think that at least in the beginning I will try to be as fast as I can. At least I want to get as far from the community as I can, and later perhaps I'll slow down, I'll start exploring rainforest a little bit. But yeah, those are the circumstances that I just wanted to share them with you. Good morning. Well, yesterday I was planning that around this time I should be already deep into my hike, but very unfortunately I was packing my stuff and I managed to lose this thing. And without it I can't lock the house, and I was searching for it for about 1 hour. Clumsy me. Whatever, now my stuff is somewhat packed already. So the last step, I just want to say goodbye to the neighbors because they're very nice people, and then I'm about to hit the road. So once again I'm approaching the community of Livramento, and there is a young boatman taking me to the other shore of the river, because now rainy season is slowly kicking in, and each and every day water level in this river and all of the rivers is rising. And I've crossed this river like 3 or 4 times before, and when I was crossing it the first time it was just above my knees, and when I was crossing it the last time water was way up here. So there's no way I could cross it now with my backpack because it's really heavy. So I just left community behind and I'm on the road already, and to be honest it looks much better than I expected. And about 20 kilometers further I should get on the highway or main road, and on that road I will try to catch a ride to Manaus. And I was told that nobody is living along this road, so there are no houses, there are no communities. It's just jungle, which is really cool because I really would like to see some wildlife. I mean, I was checking the map and yeah, it's just rainforest, it seems. All those of you who are watching my journey for a while now, you all probably have noticed that lately all of my gear is slowly falling apart. In the beginning I had a lot of issues with my bike. Then lately I had some issues with my camera. which is working at the moment, but I'm still really suspicious about everything. And well, now it is my backpack. So I was just walking, and then out of the blue something snapped. And this is the problem. I mean, listen, I'm not making a drama in here. I can still place it on my back and I can still carry it, even though it will be quite uncomfortable. And this is one short hike. I think I have like a 13 or 14 kilometers left, and I will get to the paved road and I will start hitchhiking. But you know, this backpack, I have it for many years, and I traveled a lot with this thing, and it really served me well. And now it is also torn apart. So I think that once I'll get to Manaus, I will have a lot of fixing to do. On the bright side, the jungle out here is completely fascinating. Yeah, I've seen a lot of wild animals. However, it's really difficult to capture anything on the camera, because for most of the time you see those creatures just for a split second. I think it may take me about 1 hour or 1 hour and a half of walking to get to the main road. But tonight I'm staying here. I mean, it's getting dark already, and I'm definitely not looking forward to end up on that road in the middle of the night. That wasn't even a plan. I mean, I much rather sleep in the jungle, we'll take some good rest, and tomorrow early in the morning we'll pack my stuff, we'll get to that road and we'll hitchhike to Manaus. And tonight, I mean, this is really beautiful jungle all around, so probably I'll go to look for some wildlife, at least a little bit, you know. You just have a look at this little dinosaur. When I was setting my camp in here, I kind of felt that I could find one, because these lizards, they do live in these type of places, close to small rivers, small igarapes. I kept on seeing these creatures from time to time all throughout my journey, but it's pretty difficult to catch one, because once you get close, they instantly jump into the water and disappear. And these creatures, they're active in the daytime. And I managed to find one sleeping on a branch, and that's how I got it. Wow, such a fascinating animal. What a long tail, huh? And I think that now this lizard is playing dead, you know. This defensive behavior is pretty common among certain groups of lizards, especially ones that are related to iguanas, like this one. Absolutely fascinating. So there's thunder and there's lightning, and I think we may have a storm, or at least some heavy rainfall. And I really hope it won't be too heavy, because yeah, once again I managed to set up my camp in a pretty low place, and I just couldn't resist it, because it was such a nice place next to this little river, you know. But it's pretty swampy around, you know. So if it will rain a lot, it might get flooded. And that would be really bad, because all of my gear is beneath my hammock. And even trees around look kind of sketchy, you know. Some of them are quite rotten, so if there will be a storm, they will start falling all around. So, I mean, yeah, it wasn't the brightest idea to set up my camp in here. Oof. But let's expect for the best, you know. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully. So it was raining all night straight. No storms, no floods, no madness. It's just pouring all night. And yesterday it was a really beautiful day. It was sunny all day, and I felt that there's got to be something fishy about it, you know. It's too good to be true. So yeah, now it's just pouring. So I keep on eating these nuts that I have gathered yesterday, and the nut itself, in its natural form, it is covered with this thick skin which needs to be removed, and I use my machete for that. And yesterday, when I started my hike, this bag was full, and now it's almost half full, or perhaps half empty. Well, that depends on the perspective, I guess. Anyway, it's delicious and gives a lot of energy. So I bet some of you might be wondering about those rumors of drug trafficking on this road, along this road and in this area, and whether I'm not scared. Well, let me put it this way. I've been traveling around this part of the world for several years now. And you know, it seems to me that certain level of drug trafficking, drug smuggling is almost like a natural thing in here, in this part of the world that we know as Latin America. And I'm not laughing about it, I'm not making jokes about it, it's just a brutal reality the way it is. Yeah, and very many communities all throughout this region are really heavily affected by that. And usually when local people, they speak that there is some drug trafficking going around, it means there is. So I'm pretty sure that there are some of these activities around. Nonetheless, I'm not too afraid, to be frank. I've been to pretty intense drug trafficking zones before in my life, and yeah, it's nothing new to me. And usually those guys, they just care about their business and nothing else. So some gringos passing by, oh well, you know. Well, unless they will decide to kidnap me, that would be bad. Whew. So this is it. I managed to reach the paved road. You know, before I started bikepacking, traveling around with a bicycle, I used to be a hitchhiker, and I was hitchhiking a lot. And you know, every once in a while it's really fun to, you know, revisit this chapter of my life. Because over the time, hitchhiking kinda lost the spark to me. I guess it just lost that romantic side eventually. But still, you know, catching a ride every once in a while. And I was told that it should be easy because, first of all, Brazilians are very friendly people, and the second of all, I have pretty exotic looks in here, you know. I look like a gringo, so people should pick me up. I mean, that's what I was told, but we will see. So after about 30 minutes or 45 minutes, I managed to get a lift to this main road, this main highway that leads directly to Manaus. And this is really good looking highway. I mean, have a look at this. And it really makes me wonder how come on this side of the Amazon River roads are so good, and on the other side of the Amazon River we got Trans-Amazonian Highway, and some parts of it are just horrible. Good evening. So my hitchhike back to Manaus went pretty smooth. I managed to catch a ride really quickly, but unfortunately my camera just gave up on working again. So I just had to cut this video short. And now I found myself in yet another little hostel room. Just this time, for the first time in many days, in fact for the first time in many months, in a big city. But I still haven't done that much of socializing or sightseeing these days, simply because I'm just trying to fix all of this broken gear that I have. Because pretty much everything is broken. And to be very frank, I'm already a little bit anxious to hit the road again. But for now, I really hope that you enjoyed this little video of mine. And I'll see you in the next one. Good night, my friends.